I hope. Coming from a loss, I am seeing possible motivation by tearing that paper as they went through the entrance.
tear
Who
the
knows?
paper.
Yeah, because we're in the halfway of the season where teams of
Where you're aligned with your predictions here, but based on these two drafts so far, OSX, I think it can be a pretty even game. Now, the big deciding factor for me, though, again, is objectives, right? Because that's why we saw the trends of these two teams, the way they play. And now I do have to say NXP has the better control there, especially if we've seen it before time and time again. The Lolita Numnon Blasts can wreck teams pretty hard.
Yep. There's a lot of good things that Nxpe Evos can do when it comes to like a 5v5 engagement. That means that they should be taking the fights like that. They have heavy spin, they have the little ultimate, they have the dragon form, all of their blazing duet. They have very strong zone control. At the same time, you have strong engagement when it comes to 5v5 team fights. And RSG should not be contesting that at all, because if you're just looking at their comp, they want to pick off Nxpe Evos first. They have Kadita as well as the Way of the Dragon. You have Benedetta to kind of control the lane, so that you will have a little bit of way to divide Nxpe Evos. So what we are seeing right now from both teams is that they have separate ways to win the fights, and they should be playing on those conditions first.
You know, speaking of those winning conditions, this gives us back to keys to victory number one. Shake things up. So as these two teams could rely on momentum, since we're looking at NXP's composition to effectively work in terms of catch and also counter punish. So this also gives RSG the time to freely utilize, as Wolf mentioned, how they want to make the ganks work, right? But as of now, they're not doing anything, and they just want this possibly the first turtle.
Well, this is what I was talking about, right? The battle for objectives. And NXP is going to go ahead and start it up. Some other members of RSG going to make their way here, too. They definitely want to contest it. Black Dragon form going to come out here. Turtle, 1/4 health. First blood top side, though. And they still go at it. Turtle secured by Boyet here. And can they grab another kill? Looking for Ding. He is quite low. Able to get away for now. Light on the hunt.
Oh.
Flickers in. Gets the Way of the Dragon. Finds the kill. Another falls. H2O now trying to back off here. Can he get away? Goyong eyes are hungry. Finds the kill. It's a bloodbath. Double kill for Navs. Can they get Boyd on top of it? As they do. Triple kill for Navs.
Oh, costly mistake there coming up from Nxpe Evos. First day, it was very unfortunate for Dominic to lose against the Harith, because you don't want to give so much farm to Eman, the Harith. Then eventually, into the turtle fight, it was already looking good for Nxpe Evos, but then they fought once again, and after the fact that Nats already popped the ultimate, they got a pickup already, they still fought under those conditions, and they allowed Light to find the opening with the Flicker ultimate play. So Nxpe Evos just not choosing the right engagements against RSG.
You know, so they need to wait for the right time to strike if you are the Neon Tigers, because right now Nats starting with a 3-0. Gives him so much time and space to freely rotate and just leave his lane and aid everybody in RSG.
I can't remember if it was also us three at the desk here. The last time we saw an XP laner get a 3-0 early start, it was devastating.
Right. Yeah.
And I believe the hero on that time was the Yu Zhang pick that had that 3-0 lead. So now, what more on a Benedetta with 3-0 at this point in the game, because you get that confidence, I would say, that already Nats is quite known for. So, you know, that is going to be something now that NXP has to deal with.
I think that was the match of Echo, where Sanford.
Yeah, Sanford, there we go. Yeah,
Sanford got the first momentum of the experience, because something tells me that specific role or lane gives you have the confidence to freely rotate, box out enemies, and give so much way, right, Wolf?
That definitely, and you also have Festival of Blood that's dependent on stacks or assists or kills, and having 3 stacks already, 4 minutes in, that's already a lot of lifesteal that you can get.
Yeah, right now, the battle is going to ensue here. Second turtle of the game. Ding using the Black Dragon form. Gets the flicker out from Light. A little bit of a disengage here. Emon still sitting top side, keeping Domeng there. The fight for the turtle. Still going to unleash your Light, looking for any setup. Also, keep an eye on Goyong.
Just waiting.
There's the kick. The Way the Dragon does come out. Exort finding the kill on Ding. Boyet able to secure another objective. Amidst it all, quite a lot of action around the turtle, but slowly but surely, NXP is finding those objectives they need.
Oh, interesting that Boyet still manages to get the turtle. And no one dying on the side of Nxpe Evos in that regard meant that they now will recover. Then again, RSG is still leading by 1,000 gold. The fact that Boyet is getting all of these last hits on the turtles, that's actually so good for Nxpe Evos still.
Well, now, on how they want to continue to shake things up, the items on Exort is mostly what gives them chance for the setups, right? This becomes deadly, and this puts NXP to be more focused in their lane. So, could we see a swap from XP lane to from the gold lane? Because from what I see here is they're trying to... We're seeing Boyet and Goyong mostly rotate, right? And this was the duo that we were trying to watch out for. The one thing that could be the winning condition on the mid game.
Could be. Because what Nxpe Evos is relying upon is all of them together grouping up. And it kind of means that the place that you should be doing as Nxpe Evos is more focused on farming first, then come your first set of items, you now group up. So that is where Ding and Doming really flourishes.
Well, flourish for the side of Nxpe Evos. The gold is with RSG. It's 1.3k, and freely rotating puts Nxpe Evos to a spot if they will respond or not. Because how will they take control? We might need to check how Doming is looking at is going right now. Right? Doming up against Eman, and mostly he almost got that kill while they were getting the objective, right? So maybe or slowly they want to feed down something for the gold lane to aid the damage that they need up against RSG.
Well, right now they just have to actually avoid getting picked off for the most part. Boyet's able to secure this third turtle of the game. That'll be great, but Nas though, finding Doming top side, that was rough. And now they're going to be fighting for this turtle. There's the heavy spin. They get the lockdown. Boyet does it again. Able to secure the third turtle of the game. Can they survive the fight, though? Emon looking for more. It's Exort with another kill. Pushing them back here. Light doesn't care about the turret. And now they're going to go for the resources as well. So NXP able to secure all turtles. But RSG, time after time, finding wins across the map.
No counter kill. Not even chase one. NXP is just really getting the objectives. Wolf.
The Nxpe Evos gets 3 out of 3. Unfortunately, in the chaos that happened, it's still RSG getting so many kills, gets the turtle in the middle, and that's even scoring a kill against Doming. We're talking about the fact that Nxpe Evos should be grouping up, should be activating themselves. Having no damage dealer around the Lord apart from the Sakai and the Valentina, that meant that Nxpe Evos just can't find any kills. So what I'm trying to say here is, Nxpe Evos have a clear-cut, one-dimensional way to win team fights, but they're not using it.
Oh, so this is maybe underutilized as of now as they looking at the possible threats. But Light sees another possible capturing another kill here for Nxpe Evos. So far, they're just rotating together and just getting all the side objectives as well.
I mean, look what's happening here, right? They've got to park Brusco there so that they don't get sandwiched in. They've got Boyet here. They know that there's 4 members of RSG around, but, you know, still, it's so difficult for them to actually get a moment or the space that they need. Meanwhile, Domeng is just trying to farm up as much as possible because he is that winning factor for them in the damage department, right? But look how difficult of a time he's having actually farming against Navs, and that's what I was going back earlier. Navs has full confidence, even before he grabbed that other kill, and so he's able to just park himself wherever he wants.
And that also burned the Purify onto Doming.
Well, something tells me RSG's playing or seeing the bigger picture up against Nxpe Evos. They're hungry for objectives. They're hungry to give Doming some way to get his items back. And the pressure of how not started right now is becoming a pain for the Neon Tiger. So they're in part of getting that. They have been underutilizing their components or their workforce. But how is this?
Well, they're going to find a way as a dragon on Boyet. He uses the heavy spin. He does survive, though. Ding coming in, trying to find a setup here. There's the stuns. Can they grab up the follow-up? Light quite low, but look at that. What a play. Ding gonna fall here. Domang enters from the backside. Able to get Exor down. Nat's gonna get kicked himself. It's 1 versus 4. Is Nat's confidence enough?
Whoa.
He's still going. Grabs the kill on Domang before falling himself. But the cleanup crew is here. Going down, 3 down. Make it another. Brusco can't survive that. Double kill for MN. 4 fall for NXPE.
Woo! Nuts! What a beast! But then H2, and all of his initiations, them turning onto heroes. This time, there's no chance at all for Boy at DR to actually steal the Lord or the neutral objective. And it all started with the initiation coming up from Exort. Eventually was taken out. Then you see Nats go in, just pressuring Doming. Without the Purify, Doming had to back down so much. And the thing is, he tried to go for the outplay with the BMI, but his life still isn't enough yet. It only has got the Trinity items, the attack speed items, but it doesn't have any additional for it. It doesn't have the Wind of Nature so that he can last some of the physical damage coming up from RSG. And that made that Nats was able to outplay him. The thing is, Nats also had a blade armor back then in a dominant side, so there's a lot of ways for him to defend himself against the Claude.
Shaking things up rather than, well, peeling. It's all pressure for RSG. With a lead now up against Nxpe Evos, they need more damage. As Wolf mentioned, they need more damage for Doming. With a 1-3-1, it's been a difficult time for this Claude to even get for a minion clears or even the waves to get back on their feet. And slowly, RSG just keep tearing the defenses down of Nxpe Evos, waiting on who's going to go out the base.
Yeah, this is a rough situation to be in, right? I mean, it is only the first Lord of the game here, but also keep an eye on Light. He might press the situation on this Cho where they're just happy to get what they can. Because that's the thing, right? And even Wolf mentioned this. NXP, they've got to buy more time. We're only 12 minutes in the game. They've lost, what, 6 turrets by now? They're 5K gold deficit to work from. And so, because you're lacking so much damage, yeah, you've got great CC, but, you know, Goyang cannot be all that damage you need. And half the time, Goyang's taking the way of the dragon for the most part, right? So it's not exactly there just yet. And as we take a look at the player gold too, you can kind of see where things are sitting here across the board.
Yep, that's just having a field day today. 5-1-4. His first death was because he manned up against 4 members of NXP, and that even resulted to RSG just absolutely winning the fight. So it's not even like a useless death. It's actually a positive death for the side of RSG. And he's dealing so much. Also, the itemization is something you have to take note of. We already mentioned Dominant Size and the Blade Armor, but he also has the Bloodless Axe to go with the Hunter Strike. So he can actually keep on manning up against multiple members of Nxpe Evos. The only real threat is the magic damage that can come out from Goyong, but Goyong isn't even into that threshold yet. Only one full item apart from the Clock of Destiny. That's the Lightning Truncheon. I mean, Clock of Destiny doesn't really, you know, it's not counted as an actual damage dealing item.
It's scaling attributes.
It's scaling more than the scaling attributes, but I guess what I'm trying to say here is there's really no way to kill Nats unless Nats makes a crucial mistake or if he sacrifices himself for 4.
Oh, okay. So those could be the possible way of NXP could strike back. The window of mistakes of RSG can make, but on how punishing the stats and damage of the Raiders can be up against Nxpe Evos, as looking at those items on the Neon Tigers, there were a few who had the most defense items. That's what they need right now, to hold time. And as I look and pace myself right now, RSG continues to box out enemies here, and they just keep baiting out NXP to just make the mistake over and over again.
That's the thing. They're just going to park Nav's bottom lane, right? They're confident enough. That's showing that they're confident enough to not need Navs here. They're willing to go on this Lord dance here with NXPE. And you can see, too, as he puts pressure on the bottom side, it might force NXPE to respond to that. So they lose that numbers advantage. And right now, the pick advantage is RSG with their composition.
And also, look at that. Nats is just down bottom, pushing, clearing. Oh, Light Guy just won.
Yeah, Light's going to get the kick off, but the BMI is there, so going to be just fine. They do get the Way of the Dragon off, but, you know, that's why. There goes the Lord. It's going to reset for now, but speaking of damage, like you were saying, Wolf, you saw it. Divine Glaive just picked up by Gohan.
Enough?
That might be enough here. They're going to give it a go. Ding with the Black Dragon form. They're going to push RSG back a little bit. Naz might be making his way down. H2O going to be in trouble here. gets backed off. The stun is there. Emon with the Zom into force. They might be looking for a kill themselves. Flicker from Brusco. A lot of resources from both teams. There's Naz with the Electro final blow. Can they grab the Lord? It's Emon that grabs it. But can they stay alive? Emon going to be in trouble. Immortality gets popped. They're looking to clap back here. Emon on the run. The shield is enough for now. Able to grab a kill before he goes down. Now it's H2O and Naz versus 3.
Whoa!
They're still going. Going to push Domeng and Goyong back here. And they secured the Lord. RSG now marching towards the base.
That would be the perfect scenario for Nxpe Evos. They already poked H2 so low. Fredrin, the jungler from RSG, is not available in that fight, yet they still didn't win the Retribution battle. It wasn't even a Retribution battle, it's just a Synchro vision coming out from Emin.
Just
I
how-
got it.
Oh.
That is such a crucial misplay from Nxpe Evos. Imagine like winning the turtle fights. Time and time again, 3 out of 3, you're stealing it. But during the fight that mattered, during the second Lord where you already took out H2, not getting it is a crucial mistake from Nxpe Evos.
Not just that, also H2 could sustain those damage and become, well, a meat, a defense absorber,
He's a meat shield.
a meat shield, as you say back in our matches. He just could completely destruct everybody in Nxpe Evos, and this is not really looking good on how they want to bounce back, because on a 4K gold lead, just by looking at the items, we have Nats and Emon leading the gold, but we also are seeing some shed of silver lining for Domeng. Is this enough, Wolf?
They need more. I believe that they will have to... Oh, already, you have the Athena shield onto the Claw. This could be enough. But you need another damage item. Well, instead of a full damage build from Goyong, he went for the Winter Transient. I guess that's needed as well. And ding, 0 and 4 on this Yu Zhong. The thing is, if you don't have enough snowball potential as the Yu Zhong,
Yep.
even when you pop your ultimate during the late game team fights, your enemies can just trickle you down from 100 to 0 just because of the fact that you're squishy in many regards. So I think that if you're asking me if this will be enough, it will be if Ding eventually finds items.
Okay, they get the kickoff. They're going to be just fine, though. They also get the heavy spin. This could be bad. Electro final blow going to come out. Naz again leading the charge here. There's the rough waves. No one going to go down just yet. Ding's still able to survive against it all. Everybody quite low here. They've got to back it off. And again, Naz making play after play with that massive lead that he had in the early game.
Man, Nats is just a beast today. I wonder what he got for breakfast, whatever his coffee is, but because
You want me to talk about the breakfast?
they they initiated with a different set from RSG. Then eventually it was after the heavy spin was committed. You have the Electro Final Blow and Petrify combo hitting onto 2 and dealing enough damage. Oh, that's such a massive play. And now they're bursting down the Lord.
Yeah, they're going to put the pressure here. Conceal was used as well. Light
Light.
taking quite a bit of damage. Noon on Blast going to line up. They do find H2O, but also on the backside, they're going to keep out for Nats. His eyes are set on Domeng, but he might be out of position here. It looks like he's just going to try to get some attention. He gets locked down finally. Nats is going to possibly fall here, trying to buy some time. As he gets shut down, Domeng is now online here. The question was, is it enough? And it looks like NXP is. They've whittled the gold lead to pretty much 0 after being down for the majority of the game, 5K. Ding taking a lap because he's feeling good about NXPE right now.
Well, comeback NXPE. We're talking about Nats and Eman being top of the charts of having the damage in the side of Nxpe Evos. Now, as they possibly wait, I say also look for the avenues on how they wanted to come back, since you guys mentioned that they can be squishy as of now. It's all about isolation for Nxpe Evos and talking about being a tank jungler, ranking first in team damage in this game.
What just happened?
Well,
here's the thing, right? There was a lot of isolation that NXP was able to do, and the most important isolation that they did was onto Emin when Dominic finally found the opening onto the backlines. There was nothing to protect Emin. There was no one to protect Emin, I mean, because light was already very low. So the thing is, Nxpe Evos hit the right target first, and that was the protector. Light him being poked down to what 10% HP meant that he had to get out of the fight, which also meant that Eman wasn't protected at all. Nats would have been the second protector, but he was pushing the bottom lane. And when he dipped back to the fight, Boyet was already alive, and he was caught in the heavy spit. And Nxpe Evos just found the perfect scenario.
Perfect scenario. Well, it's Doming's damage right now, combining everything that they have in Nxpe Evos. Look at that. Tearing down the last tier turret up top.
The tables have turned. They find Eman again. Immortality going to be popped. There's the Nomen on blast. It's a mega kill for Domang. Still now looking for light. He's going to try to run for their lives here. Lord finally going to get taken down. NXPE, though, cracking the base of RSG and now manage a 4K lead themselves.
In a blink, Nxpe Evos just turning tables. Lost from early game to mid game. As we all seen, time is what they needed. And items, how is this now looking for Nxpe Evos?
Okay. I think this is doable for both teams, to be honest. The fact that Eman didn't have the immortality anymore, that's a big problem. Light isolated.
It looks like NXP is just going to be going for the end here. Domang, you can't stop him. One hit away. Can they do it? NXPE, they take game one. RSG Slate lets it out of their hands.
Calm and collected.
We were talking about how they are in an engaged composition. I mean, you say that they have to group up.
What?
No, not that acid.
No,
I say acid in your tummy.
that's masterclass. For
I'm broken.
Yeah, man, needs to be fixed.
Oh, man.
Game number 2. Nxpe Evos in RSG. If you want to be trained with one of the master classes, to give one of the master classes in the league, that's Wolf. 70% and climbing. Who has the higher edge in this matchup?
The edge here is, I mean, honestly, I want to ask Wolf. He's predicted it, so I want to know, prediction-wise, Wolf, before we break the game.
Yeah, take 5 minutes of your time.
I think late game belongs to Nxpe Evos. I think RSG has great early game and great team fight.
Ooh.
The deal breaker is Boyet needs to be activated this game.
Oh, Eman.
Right now, Brusco's activating in the first blood here. So that is already a good start for NXPE with the lineup that they have.
Yeah, we're talking about Boyet, right? So is it coverage, right? Coverage, aggressiveness. How do you want to deal with this up against H2O? With this final prediction that Wolf made, does this give a big difference for Nxpe Evos?
Yes, only if he plays it accordingly. So how do you play it accordingly? You have to be very fast. Make sure that you get the turtles. He was doing great with the Akai. Let's see him do better when it comes to getting all those turtles as the Mardis. So the difference that it can make is that it can also take out and pressure Exhort as well as the Ferrin. So tanky and squishy heroes, they should be pressured by Martis nonetheless.
Okay, so objective could be the name of the game again for Nxpe Evos, because from what I'm seeing, you have a knockup from Brusco, you have a knockup again for Boyet, so this gives a way for them to zone out RSG, to be near and deal damage to the first turtle. Just right now, H-Show is the only one here who can be ready for a retribution battle, but NXPE has his eyes on the first objective. Will they be successful in getting this?
Oh, fight for it. Lots there, overlaid on top of each other. Boyet, though, another kill going out here. 2 in the hands of NXPE. Turtle's still up. That was a nice attempt, too, but still, Ding with a great electrifying blow, and the Petrify combination just set up NXPE there for a successful dominating take.
Wolf, what happened?
What was that? Look at that alley-oop coming up from Brusco, delivering a hero to Boyet. And then eventually, after the Ashura's Wrath was committed, he actually slapped, 3 members of RSG. Then, final slash coming up from Nats, also connecting on the 3. However, Goyong with the stolen feathered airstrike also allowed for Nxpe to deal more damage, and Boyet was able to secure 2 kills afterwards.
Oh, look at that.
The hands of Brusco, man.
This Cho.
Yeah, and 2 kills in his hands already? You're not expecting this usually of, your Rome, but this is already a great start here for NXPE.
So we were trying to look on the problem of having an AoE burst. That's the Farsa. Having the Valentina on the side of Nxpe Evos gives pressure even for the gold lane right now, forcing Exort to even check on what's happening, on how is Eman doing. So since coverage is concerned, or how this Martis or Boyet could be more efficient, I think there's a lot of space that they're doing right now.
Yeah. It's a lot of gold even that they were able to convert out of it. We're having 4 kills and then a turtle fight, 2.1k. And you can see Ding.
Dong.
What? What? Yeah, Ding. I mean, the Benedetta with 3 assists this time. Back in game number 1, it was 3 kills for Nats. But 3 assists is still pretty good for Benedetta, having a lot of stacks in the Festival of Blood.
Oh, well, Ding able to get out of that one just fine. And, you know, that's the thing, too, right? If my biggest question all the time whenever Arlot is picked in is, what is that value? Yes,
Yeah.
Fredrin has the line, you know,
Yeah.
about his value. But what about Arlot, right? We've seen, I feel like it's almost been, I'm not sure if it's a 50-50 so far with the way that he's been picked. But a lot of times I feel like he needs the right environment or setup to really shine, especially with his kit.
Yeah, is he becoming more effective? Because most of the teams chose for the last pick, but second turtle is up.
Yeah, they're going to be fighting for it. H2O able to grab that one. That was a nice setup there. There's the feathered airstrike. They're caught in a bad situation. Light's going to fall here, though. They're still going for it. The chase ensues. Exort could be in trouble.
Ooh.
Gets the stun off. Ding, though. There's Navs. He's going to go in. And can he grab the kill? He can't. Unfortunate here for RSG, able to clean up those kills. Ooh. They do get a flicker out, though, and they're just going to back off for now.
Oh, had it been that RSG got a kill afterwards, they would have really cut down the deficit. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. But they did take the turtle, though. Finally, H2 gets a turtle in this series. But how about that? You saw the stolen Final Slash coming out from Goyang. It's not stolen, copied. Why do I always say stolen? It's copied. A copied ultimate coming out from Goyang. It's a Final Slash setting up for Nxpe Evos.
Yeah.
It was?
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know.
Almost the same. But Nxpe Evos gets 1 kill. And then, now pressuring bottom lane. So they're getting so much value in the early stages here.
Well, you guys mentioned the power spike of Nxpe Evos could be in the late game. So they're moving that possibility on the first 6 minutes of the game. So with this, how is RSG going to play it? Defensively or isolate more?
Right now, if you're noticing it, I mean, RSG is...
And Exort has been forced to use his ultimate in disadvantageous timings for RSG.
Well, timings, they need to save those ultimates in the right moment if RSG wants to fight back, because I want to check up on how their defensive items work, because we're seeing damage even from Brusco, from Boyd, even from Ding. The coverage of damage right now is of NXPE really can pressure RSG to even to fall back or even to fight back. So do they not need to keep on answering these team fights or just play it safe?
Well, I think right now, both these teams don't want to play it safe, right? NXP East don't wants to keep pushing the pressure where it is, and RSG has to work around that.
Is this workaround working for RSG? Because now Boyd got his hands.
Oh.
But
Okay, he's able to secure it, but now Ding on the run. Should be able to get away from this. Doesn't have the luck of final blow, but there it is. NXP, they grab the objective, and RSG able to grab it.
Wow.
Retribution battle is on.
Retribution battles.
And I believe that they will be able to push the bottom lanes. This is amazing for RSG. You saw that only one hero, that was the Martis. Only the Martis was able to hold on to the turtle. Now, you see Ding trying to get into the fight, but interesting choice of pathing coming up from RSG. Instead of making the beeline towards Boyet, they completely wrapped around and they were away from the, all those damage from Nxpe.
Yeah, so they're able to grab a kill here. And this is what we were talking about, right? RSG, they have to find moments where they can crawl back into this game. So far, so good.
Well, dividing and isolating is what they're doing right now. Raider sees the potential. But I believe now the damage is really showing into the mid game because we have Exort, we have Eman. So far, this is the one problem that this could be the hurdle of Nxpe Evos. If they're not moving as a unit, this becomes a problem because there's a lot of grab and go and burst right now. And look at the player gold. Doming is on top of the charts, but 3 people are climbing as well.
Yep. By the way, we did talk about like the tenacity Ruby, and he's actually rocking it this time.
Yep.
It's going to be very important against Nxpe.
Yeah, I don't think Brusco's going to escape this one. A lot of CC actually.
Wait.
Okay, he does.
Doming?
Surprisingly, Doming was there to help him, but
Oh!
now Doming's going to get caught. The foresight there. Able to grab Doming here on top side now. It's another turnaround. Nafs going 1 versus 3 for as long as he can, but can't go long enough. He falls.
Cornered, but the trade of 1-1 continues, and this gives RG to push, but Nxpe has the upper hand here.
H2O and Light here. They do get the tier 1 turret. They should be tanky enough. They do survive, despite it look like an initiation from NXPE. So for both teams, cross-map plays. They're finding objectives, finding some kills here to set themselves up for that Lord fight.
You're trading.
I think the trades favored RSG better. They lost, RSG lost their top lane turret, but getting the mid lane turret was massive. And they also stole one of the purple buffs for Nxpe Evo. Surely, you can argue that Nxpe Evo was having more gold, but RSG, when it comes to map control and the value that they're getting out, that was actually better for them. And now they're controlling the Lord. H2, because of the kills that they was able to get, and of course the stolen jungle creeps, is now a level ahead of Boy DR, which means that they will have the better chance at taking this Retribution battle.
Well, let's see how Nxpe Evos would want to clear their lanes first, because there's a possibility of splitting the power of their lineup right now. But H2 and Boyet is on with the dance with the Lord, as well as Nats and Ding are looking over for a possible split in the mid. They're checking all the corners correctly. Nobody's taking the chance here. Oh, they're feeling it. They're feeling H2 is beating everyone in NXP right now.
I think they're just trying to get any advantage they can in this pretty much team fight, but neither team's going to fall for it, right?
Yep.
You have pretty much everybody. Oh, look at the mid lane, though. They did find Ding. He did not know you had 3 members there of RSG. They pulled the go signal, so now they've got the numbers advantage. Ding was literally sitting there trying to put pressure mid lane, possibly even getting that tier 1, and now they got to deal. Domain coming in here with the blazing duet. Can they grab the kill on top of it? He's going to get chased back. Emon does fall. Lord's still going to be worked on. It's secured by H2O. Emon and Exort are down. They're finding some more. Boyd on the run. He's going to get taunted. Killing spree for H2O. Another's going to fall here. Now going on the run. Navs and Light here. It's way too much CC.
Ding.
Now here comes Ding. Can he make it in time? Like quite low. Goyong, though, able to get a triple. And now it's Navs and Ding. And they decide, you know what, that's enough bloodshed. Let's back off for now.
Peace treaty.
How will this translate to them getting this to a game 3? I think a lot of that is also just going to rely on Navs here with this Arlot pick specifically, because Emon isn't there, right? Emon is not there where they can play that ambush style just yet.
Well, let's see how the story unfolds in game number 2. Will NXP finally get a grip on the rope, or will RSG take it for good? Now there's a push down bottom. Now NXP is on cleanup. As Wolf mentioned, they need more vision. Brusco and also Boyet or even Ding can team up doing that. And one thing also that they try to see here is look for the mistakes of RSG can make. And as they're rotating right now, this is one way of bursting down one. This can pack a punch if NXP commits a mistake over and over again.
That's very true. Still, I would say that at this point the goal doesn't matter anymore. There will be a lead for RSG, and I think that the most important objective and the pivotal point that RSG was able to get was the mid lane turret. They traded it for the top lane turret before, and that gave them so much map control afterwards. So what I'm trying to say here is, surely you're going to look at the economy, like the goal whatsoever, right? But what matters now from here on out is how the teams are controlling those turrets. So far, RSG having more turrets destroyed over Nxpe Evos will now give them more map control. And I think that's the more valuable thing, because at this point, it is a deadlock considerably.
Nats is rising up to the total damage chart. Now they spot 3 in the middle lane. Oh, that's going to be... Oh, Eman pushing back away Brusco. Oh, they're feeling it. Now they're just being cautious on every step that they do.
That's just so scary every time you see a Melissa do that, right? And not even really have to do anything other than auto attack, right? For the most part, like doesn't even need the Inspire. So that damage is already there for RSG Slate Philippines specifically. So Nxpe was looking for their own setup to get this advantage here, as they know that next lore dance is going to ensue in about, what, 10 seconds. And also, was that taken?
No.
No, he was able to grab
Safe.
it. Okay, safe.
I like the decision from Nxpe to actually give the double buff to Doming now, even when he's not a jungler. But they gave their mid lane turret for free. And that's a crucial mistake. Not only that, they already burned their conceal moments before this. So they really are in the back foot now. I don't know how they will be able to find a good opening.
Well, both teams getting ready for the setup there. There's the I'm offended. The pull is there. The damage is too much. Domain going on the backside. He just pushes them back. They're low. Goyang trying to get the follow-up. Couldn't get M on. Now going to be chased down here. Domain's got to get out of there. So Goyang, look at the damage. It's still going to be respected. Can't get away, though. Naz with that final slash able to grab the kill. So 2 down for NXPE.
Another mistake of re-entering the bush of death. I call it BOD. If there's Blade of Despair, I'm calling BOD. Something you need to be careful if you're up against RSG. Vision is one thing that they need to answer right now for NXPE.
I think you just go ahead and give this one away. Looks like they're going to go ahead and do that. And like you were mentioning, Wolf, the big factor here was the space advantage because of those. First, it was the Tier 1 turret being down, and then, the Tier 2 went down. So NXP kind of playing with their backs against the wall in terms of space.
And they were really in a big disadvantage back then. They don't have conceal. They also don't have the information.
Yep.
They don't have the map control. And unfortunately, just one snag coming out from Light changed the trend of the team fight. You see Brusco not having the tenacity. He opted to go for the concussive blast as a normal Cho would. But I've seen from other regions that they are now rocking the tenacity, even in a Cho. The moment that he showed himself, one ultimate coming out from Light, and of course the models with the Inspire coming out from Eman, he's already brought 100 to 0. In fact, it was Ding was taken out so easily because he didn't have any damage mitigation. Unlike Nats, who built for Blade Armor earlier on last game, he looks very squishy in these fights.
Well, Light right now even has the immortality. He can go up against Brusco and just snatch 3. So it's mind the distance if you're NXPE, because in all of the spaces that RSG can make could fall into a trap. So they can be more careful. But look at that. The peel from Eman to Boyet almost tearing him down. Oh, his HP. But now we're seeing more coverage from Brusco, trying to have more push. But they're buying time. NXP is just clearly making for the right moment to strike. And whose item is going to be? Who's the main damage dealer going to be in NXPE?
Well, Brusco was quite deep, right, into enemy territory, and also just kind of sitting here, looking to sandwich anybody. It looks like he's going to go for Exort. Gets the kickoff, a nice toss. With the Trunchet, though, it might be a little bit too late. Exort able to get out with the wings eye wings. Boyet going to fall here to Emon, and now Ding the next target here. He can't escape the CC, as it's a double kill for Emon. 2 down for NXPE. RSG Philippines looking to possibly close out this game number 2. The flicker comes in from Navs, and still going to be pressing the situation. The crystal is going to be exposed. Do they have enough here? They're trying to buy some time. Still 20 seconds for the other 2 to come up.
Only 3 left.
Quite low, and they can't find the mark they're looking for just yet. Feathered Airstrike going to push them back a little bit on top of it. Clearing the wings the best they can. No follow-up, though, from Navs. Woo! And it might be NXP just successfully defending for now.
Still holding the line and buying time for NXP to push back.
My God. You see Emma just dealing so much damage and positioning himself well. You gotta have to hand it to Exhort, though. Using the Winter Truncheon, very scary timing, I would say.
Agree.
It was a massive gamble, but it paid off. He survived with a sliver of health. Next play, Evos was in a very bad spot afterwards. after what could have been a great jugular coming out from Brusco with that kick onto a crucial and important member of RSG. My God, Nxpe Evos are still trying their best, and they almost got a winning blow.
Well, will they have a winning rhythm if they're up against RSG? Because H2O is ringing the bells. That's a conceal onto Light and Nats. Will they spot two here?
This is going to be tough to get away from here. Now Boyet trying to get away. He does. He gets pushed back here, but it looks like they're still going to plant themselves around this Lord for the take. Domeng waiting up, clearing that lane as well. Still looking for it. Ding. Backside. He's going to get spotted, though.
Ooh.
So he does get noted out here. Lord, a 1/4 health. The turret finally go down. Tier 1 going on, trying to poke down the best he can. Look at the damage, though, from Emon. It's too much. H2O able to secure the Lord. Another Winter Truncheon. Pop downside. Nav going in. Can he get the kill? There's the CC followed up. Now Nav chasing down. Boyet still has the immortality. Going to find Boyet here. Double kill for Light. 2 down again for NXPE.
Boyet was already alive. He thought that he can contribute to Nats' skill, but he ended up paying for himself.
Looks like they're going to end it. Emon just locking on the crystal here. Can he do it himself? A couple hits away. And we're going to game number 3.
Back. That's how they do it, and they want to have
SG prioritize the Farsa and the Melissa.
But obviously, teams are picking him more than for, the win rate.
For sure.
Okay, let's see how this brews in the side of for RSG. They're working on possible consequences. They're still going on and with their own flavor. Let's see how this game goes. First tiebreaker of the day. Let's see how NXP bounces back.
Has a lot to work with the lineup they have, but it's protecting Domeng.
Well, let's see. It's game number 3. Let's see how this works with NXP as we try to, see and break down the possible threats on what this carry or Domeng can get. Let's see how he gets out of this wall, of these problems of RSG can give. Now, early game, let's see how this goes.
Well, nice little dodge there from the hook, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, biggest thing here is, again, Domeng has been questioned so far these past couple weeks. He's been built up a lot in these storylines as well. And the guy's been doing work, right? But now this is even a bigger obstacle ahead of him. Being able to stay alive. You can already see, too, pressure being put there.
Whoa.
Nice iron hook. They're going to get the flicker out from Exort, expending Brusco's flicker as well. So you see, there's a lot of pressure already on these gold laners.
RSG has eyes on possible threat, and those hooks, and if that keeps on going in the side of Nxpe Evos, that's one thing they need to worry about. Since they were lacking in the vision in game number 2, could this be the solution of Brusco to have a payback in there on what lost on that game? Because as we see, they're seeing eyes on gold lane, but on to the EXP lane, this is a great matchup. We have a Lapu Lapu and a Yuzong.
Oh, right now, this could be troublesome. They do get the flicker out. Wow, H2O able to grab the kill for himself. Using that decimate, so able to get that little lead he needs here. Now leading up for that first turtle of the game. He did have to go back to base, so Nxpe is going to go ahead and start this one up. Boyet in position alongside Goyang. Goyang not level 4 just yet, though, so doesn't have that ultimate he needs, the copied version. Nas going to charge in with the Black Dragon form. It is secured by Boyet. Now Goyang, we've got 2 dragons traveling together, but objective secured for NXPE.
Still going slowly, and they have their switches back on how to have this team fight going on from mid-game. Now, as the items brewing, we're seeing a bit of hope here for NXPE, and in terms of vision, I think they're slowly answering it by the minute.
Well, breaking it down, too, the past couple minutes, this is always the case, right, with a Franco specifically is, can you land those hooks, whether you're utilizing the flicker combination or not, but still, at the end of the day, this early game portion, they're putting so much pressure gold lane. They want to be able to give Domeng that better start to actually not have to work from like he has in the previous games here, but already Divine Judgment going to be used on Brusco, taking a couple shots here, but ultimately going to back off. The rest of the team, though, making their way top side. Everybody knows the information here on exactly what the plan is for NXPE. But there you go. Able to get that Purify out. H2O was just there grabbing his orange buff. It looks like both teams just going to back off for now, except with the Flicker Bloody Hunt combination coming out. Ooh. Light survives, though, with a Flicker himself. Lot here being expended by both teams' top side.
Super interesting for both teams, as we saw that Light snagged a key target, which was the Franco, and got away. Then they forced the Purify. I think that the way that Nxpe Evo's move there was actually correct, as they forced Eman to use the Purify. But them going on to Light, I don't think that was the right decision. Once again, they want to go for the tank.
Oh, they're going to find Light, though. So they find a tank, they find Light.
Okay.
So they went back again. Oh, Doming.
Finally, right? Time after time, they were looking for pressure there against Doming. And RSG able to grab a kill now. So that is crucial because this next turtle is going to be up here.
Man, with all of the chaos that happened in the middle, nobody from Nxpe was communicated that the Farsa was missing, and that was a mistake.
Oh, man, look at that. Nowhere Nats can go here. Did he buy enough time? It's only Light and H2O. It's going to come down to it. H2O able to grab it despite the numbers disadvantage. And RSG able to grab the objective.
No, missing out those turtles now. Pressure to go back in the lanes. But RSG freely rotating and giving pressure as of the moment as to what they do. And if they're up against a carry, they want to give that speed breaks, right? If you're a carry based on time, they're wary of the consequences.
You have to really look at Nxpe Evos, and the moves that they're doing are correct. Nats was taken out. However, for some reason, they still lost the turtle fight, and it's one thing that Nxpe Evo should be taking care of. In game number 1, they won the fight. So they won the turtles, even after losing the fight. So they have to rekindle that fire that they were able to get through Boyet's Sakai.
Yeah.
Skadoosh.
Yeah, they need to have it back, because if pin down is concerned, knock up and burst is concerned, all is in check for NXP, and what they need right now is just to go and give that vision again. How's the items? Is it completely working? Because the goal is not that too far, but I say everybody has small progress, but that is still progress.
The big progress on to Eman, for sure, 4.3k. Getting okay, so he went for cash flow leg plates. That's why his itemization is, kind of delayed a bit. But the fact of the matter is, he still is the richest guy so far in this game. And this Purify is already paying off, getting 1 kill as well. So, to answer your question, Mr. Francis, I think, yeah, this is looking really good for Eman.
Well, he got back with the guns right in this Claude pick, so there's a lot of evade, a lot of escape. But how would you escape that?
Oh, they're going to get locked down here. Light flickers out, going still on the chase. Going to be looking for the knock-up himself here. They're going to give up the turret, though, in the process. So it looks like NXP is just going to give that call. They're happy with the objective, but looks like a cross-map play, as H2O should be able to just grab this turtle here. Second one of the game.
Cross-map objective. Well, who's winning this?
Oh, definitely RSG. You saw them lose their turret up top, sure. But they managed to get one turret soloed by Nats and then the turtle. So you can see the lead that they have inflate to 1.2k. And now the golden staff available for Eman, who actually visited this mid lane for more farm. As RSG is really good at these double lanes for double lane setup for their junglers. So ultimately, RSG are just winning the trades in the early game.
Double lane setup. I say play style and identity showing, right? But now somebody's gone seal here. They might catch one.
They do get the bloody hunt. They find Light. That's a nice pickup. Do they still go for more? Nats with Black Dragon form. Finds 3. A nice setup there, but he's going to get zoned out with Boyet with a heavy spin before he gets the kill himself. Nats able to survive. Now the feathered airstrike comes down. Ding gonna fall. RSG grabbing a turret on top of it, but look at top side. Domeng making moves himself.
At least Domeng is able to farm for himself. It's actually closing the gap between the gold of the gold laners. He is now at 5.2 because of that turtle takedown, and he's just 500 gold away from Eman. But the fact of the matter remains, Nat's able to land what? Petrify onto 3. And then he finally gets it. RSG is still winning when it comes to the economy. and they took another important objective, the mid lane turret. You saw in previous games how crucial these mid lane turrets are.
Yes. Yes, and that opens up a lot, especially for the jungler of a team that can make or break you in the bush of that, right? This gives up coverage and gives up a lot of things. But the player goal right now, Eman is rising, Doming is climbing, but two members are on to the ice and getting those items right. Boyet and Doming.
Man, Doming just the destroyer of turrets right now as he's working on the next one. Tier 2 falls, so they have it on the hands of Doming. He got the Tier 2 bottom lane, top lane, and this is all now, you know, the Lord is up. So Nxpe is playing with a little bit of a map advantage. If they can get a pick off here, that should set themselves up for that Lord take as they get this Tier 1 now in the mid lane.
Wow.
Look at that shredding
Doming.
power.
That was actually very crucial for Nxpe. And Doming knowing full well that he can actually put the tower from 100 to 0. That was a lot of knowledge I can get from this guy.
Shredding power. Doming DR is showing up. Now what is this now? Who's going to take this Lord?
Keep an eye on Ding as well. He's going to try to contest this Lord here. It's going to be secured by Boyet. He forces Exord back. Now Boyet on the run. It's Brusco also quite low. The flicker comes out from Goyong. Emon goes in. There's the bloody hunt, but it's not enough. He does fall. Light also on the run with a sliver of health. Not going down. So like that, Brusco does fall, but Lord secured by NXPE.
Well, with this being said, RSG is going up. But is NXP going down right now?
I think that's generally good for Nxpe, only losing Brusco. They get the turret in the middle and then the Lord after that gamble. All things considered, Nxpe Evo shouldn't have. They got more than they should have. I mean, and that meant that they will cut the deficit, maybe even get more goals out of this. And at this point, there's really not much difference between two gold laners. To think that Eman rocks this avarice means that he should be having a little bit more gold compared to Doming, but after one death on Doming, he now finds his opening. Might even get more.
Yeah, they're both looking for an opening right now onto the second tier turret. Nxpe Evos, they need to have this iron hooks landed correctly. But there's still a push up top.
Wow.
Caging RSG for this one.
Look at this. I mean, the fact that RSG is just losing turret after turret, and a lot of it, again, was on the decisions of Doming. Now they're defending their base here against this first Lord. They should be able to hold on here. Boyet going to try to zone out H2O. They find the lockdown against the wall. Nasware with the backup. Still looking for the follow-up here. They find Boyet looking for the punish. Emon now unleashing here. Do they still press the situation? Ding going to go back. And now the jump in ensues. Double kill for Exort. Domeng finding H2O, but they're still running for the hills. They can't get away. 3 fall for NXPE.
3 men down for the Neon Tigers, but they still got to push from mid to top. Is this still a good window for NXPE?
Generally, yes, just getting all of the turrets out. However, they gave so many kills to Eman. And now Eman is just dealing a lot of damage. He's very comfortable. Does have all of the attack speed items that he needs. Fortunately for Nxpe Evos, they did not lose Doming, so that's generally good for them. But they tried their best to take out H2. H2 is just way too tanky at that point, and they lost the fight afterwards. All things considered, I think Nxpe Evos are pretty much happier on what the result was.
Okay, it's not too far. Not too far for them to bounce back, but RSG here, they have ways to evade. They have the ways to deplete or take resources out of Nxpe Evos ultimates. So one thing that they're eyeing on, possibly, is to take this Lord, but in terms of push, they want to clear the waves as well, because that's one thing that NXP is eyeing on, right? Give so much on the plate of RSG that they might choose a different path for them to use. So could this be the bait that NXP wants against RSG?
It could be.
Look at the positioning right now. RSG, 3 members were pretty much on the top
Oh no,
lane.
Brusco showed himself?
Yeah, I think he got spotted out a little bit here.
Yeah.
So the plan there might have been stopped, but still, RC is still holding 3 members there. They know that purple buff's going to be up too. They might just look for a numbers advantage pickoff. or just taking it. Conceal play going to come out. Light not going to be able to get that Divine Judgment he was looking for. He's going to get bloody hunted. 2 fall there on both sides. Still going to be unleashing. Actually, Goyang survives that. So it's a pretty much a roam for a roam trade.
Yeah.
And now it comes down to this half-health Lord still being juggled by both junglers. Who has the advantage here?
Definitely RSG because they still have Eman to contest Boyet if ever. But Boyet has been doing a great job getting the aggro of the Lord, pulling it towards their side. And now it's up to the other members and how they will try to fight this. Dangerously low the Lord is.
They're not hitting it. They're just buying time.
Both roamers
And
are
Brusco
here.
is here.
It's
Both
back
of
to
them.
another
Oh!
full fight. The flicker is going to come in. It was going on with the Divine Judgment copy. Boyet secures the Lord. They get the lockdown they're looking for, but Emon with a blazing duet. There's too much damage to handle, and there you go. The stun comes out, but double kill for Emon. They're still looking for the follow-up, but they're slowed, and they can't get Ding or Domeng.
Wonderful team fighting coming out from RSG. After losing the Lord, they know that they can still fight, and in that cramped up space, Nats was able to maximize his ultimate and his timing and the Petrify as well, hitting on multiple members of Nxpe Evos, forcing Domeng to use the flicker as well. Then Eman goes in. His blazing duet with the wind of nature was perfectly timed, and that broke the formation of Nxpe Evos, and everybody was showering under the bullet raining from Eman.
Oh.
Amazing layers of damage. Exort sent something.
Oh no, can he juke him out? He did get away for a little bit. Does he go back with BMI?
Ooh.
He does. They catch the target. Ding was not ready for that. The jukes, the ankles are broken by Emon.
Wow.
That was a costly one from Ding once again. We did say that Nxpe Evos look good when Ding is comfortable. But in back-to-back games, games number 1 and 2, and even if you consider game number 1,
And you're getting, kind of caught in a misplay or a mistake like that, especially, this point in the game, it's really hard to recover from that because RSG Slate Philippines will punish you, and that's what they've been doing specifically, and even to Ding, right? But this is on a lot of the times Brusco trying to find those picks, trying to find those lockdowns with the Bloody Hunt, but unfortunately, it just hasn't worked yet. But if they can get in a position to allow Domeng to actually do the damage he needs to on this carry pick, it can be devastating. But look at that. I mean, there's another reason he might have a 0% win rate, but look at that.
Well, that is a good point, Nxpe, because right now, Brusco's iron hooks are so crucial that he needs to make a good catch, because that gives out space, damage to isolate RSG. Because in team fighting capability, they're really strong. Knockups, 2 people need to worry about. That's H2 and Light. Even Nats, the 3 people that has knockups and a Petrify. How do you even deal with that? And is it plus Exort, 5-0-4 in Magic Worship. He's rocking it right now. Nobody can even go near him. So could they? I'm seeing this a possible way. Could they just bait out ultimates on the side of RSG because the lead is on their side?
that could be a way. That is genuinely a way for Nxpe Evos to come back to this. Force the ultimate coming out from Nats. Maybe win the macro battle by utilizing Ding to kind of force and shove the side lanes. So that could be good.
Oh, well, they're going to go and just target H2O, taking the jungler out of the equation. So RSG, they know that happens. It looks like they were trying to put pressure bottom lane, but now this could just end up possibly going to the hands of NXPE. They do have their jungler. He has the retribution here. RSG is going to have to look for some sort of advantage. Domeng waiting on the top side. His positioning is going to be crucial. He might just give it a go to push in. Going to get spotted out, though.
RSG.
Domeng going to be in trouble. Flickers out.
Oh.
Can he get Emon down in time? He can't. But he secures time for NXPE to secure the Lord.
Wait, was that trade worth it? That was Domeng for a Lord, Wolf.
Okay, so at 18 minutes with 30 seconds respawn, and the Lord will be respawning, what, 7 seconds from now? I think it's okay for next play. But generally, that's not the best decision. Typically, what you sacrifice is an Nxpe laner, for example. But this time, it's their gold laner, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's totally worth it, especially because the Lord spawned way too quickly.
Yes. Those are two valid points. And maybe what he was trying to do, he was eyeing for a split up top.
Yeah.
The tower was low though, so maybe that was the mindset. Probably.
Yeah, it could have been just a split-second decision to be like, oh, I'm spotted. I got to run, buy time. Because now, he's back up here. But still, RSG's also going to handle some of these waves a little bit longer, still work around that. So even given that play, the way that Lord unfolded and everything else, we're back to this portion of the game where, it comes down to picks because you got quite some time before that next Lord comes up.
Okay. So that is mischief managed by RSG too easily. I guess that doming just have to be. I think that was a play that Nxpe was thought in their head that could be cool. Fortunately for them, they still managed to take the Lord. So at least the plan worked in a way, but it didn't work as intended. And a repeat, Brusco will not be able to find light with no flicker whatsoever used.
Yeah, but Bruiser right now has the immortality, has a flicker, and has all the ultimates ready. So for the side of RSG, they need to be careful with that because the light doesn't have immortality, right? It has been used, and probably if they have this window of depleting resources, this is isolation that they can do. But for RSG, the gold is on their side. Is this one way of saying that they have more edge against Nxpe? Because that's 2 turrets remaining on their base, still with Nxpe. So can we still call this an even game, regardless of whose side has the upper gold?
Yes. That's I think that's a fair judgment here, especially because we have now locked in when it comes to like XP on the jungler, so they're both level 15. All the items are there as well. I guess the only advantage for Nxpe is the bottom lane.
That is huge. The immortality is going to be popped here, so they give it a go. H2O trying to stay alive, going to get locked down. Winter tranched as well. Still looking for the kill. They get Ding to flicker out. H2O survives with a decimate on top of it. How did he survive that one? RSG coming out with a massive win on that play. Lord is up, and Ding is down for NXPE.
That is surely massive. Because of the fact that they just survived after the immortality, that means that they can get back to the Lord and they have a man advantage. And not only that, ultimates were committed by Nxpe Evos. And RSG will now have full control of this unless Boyet says otherwise. They're going to be parking 3 members in here. Valentina up top. Might not be the best formation for Nxpe, but they will still try to gamble.
Risk. They're seeing risk here. High risk, high reward, as they say. If NXP sees eyes on this one, Light is the first target, though.
No way.
Gonna get the lockdown in. Brusco now. Immortality gonna be popped here. He's gonna go down eventually. Emon grabbing the kill. Boyet, though, might still be looking to steal this Lord away. Ding is now up as well, so we're back to the 4 versus 5 Lord dance.
And they're making it work.
RSG just not letting go of the Lord. They're not bursting down the Lord the moment that they saw Boyet, though. That's the go signal. Nats.
They give it a
Is
go.
it way too early? It's not. It's just more than enough. RSG gets it.
And they celebrated with a jump. That's the zone out of Nats. Nobody committing to contest it at all.
Well, that's the big thing, right? I mean, you win a lot of those minor decisions there for that Lord dance, and then at the end of it all, Light still had the Divine Judgment. They had to respect it. They still had the Black Dragon form too, and that's why NXP just decided to call it back. They should be able to defend at least somewhat here. They will most likely lose this mid lane turret. We'll see if they can hold on to the others. There's going to be the charge up from the Lord here. Now the work's cut out for them. Look at the damage, though.
Oh, look at that appeal.
From Exort. They got to respect it. Now the bottom side going to be worked on. H2O leading the charge. Still working on the Lord here. It's going to finally go down, but Emon cleans up that bottom turret. NXP losing 2 inhibitors. Hook not going to connect.
No overcommitment or what so for NXP. They want to clear the waves as they have the potential to do so. Well, it's still going to be Brusco's thing, right? The iron hooks so crucial. Who's going to make it? But Boyd makes the first move.
Oh, look at Light. He has the target in mind. He's going to grab him, but he's a little too far extended. Immortality going to be popped here. Nas jumps in, still looking for Ding. They get the Immortality plus the turret, and RSG backs off. They're happy with that.
Oh, Winter Truncheon usage is coming up from RSG. So good to look at. And even H2, at the first sign of trouble, when there was a jump coming up from Nxpe, he immediately pops the Winter Truncheon. And that allowed them to be able to push top lane. Eman was just way too good at his positioning. 4-0 and 10 in 23 minutes.
Ow.
Are you kidding me? And even Exhort utilizing his Winter Truncheon so that he himself will not be put to rest. Imagine this. Two heroes that should be suffering from the Lapu-Lapu. No deaths from both of them, while Ding is 0 and 5. Talk about how they manage to counter what should have been their counter.
Oh, looks like RSG is all prepared for all of these setups, all the contingencies running on their mind right now. They know what's coming. They know what could be the possible threat late game. We're in the ultra late game, and RSG is still on the lead, which could still be an even game, but we're leading to RSG's way of having damage. Now, with this onto the table, we're checking out Doming's damage up against Eman. Currently, Eman is on top of the charts. Who could have additional damage here for Nxpe Evos? Do they still have the teeth to bite the health of RSG in terms of team fights?
For sure. This is an even game. The only problem that they have, though, is map control. Because the lanes will be pushing heavily against them. All of the minions are enhanced from all the lanes of RSG. So when it comes to actual team fights, whoever commits a mistake will lose the battle. But when it comes to macro control, RSG can utilize all these minions so that the advantage of the positioning will be theirs. And it seems like Nxpe would be considering bursting this Lord down.
Yep, nobody from RSG speaking in the window. And as Wolf mentioned, the macro game is present for the Raiders because there's no turrets left to defend the base. So they could either split the responsibility of Nxpe Evos on who to take. Will it be the Lord? Will it be the clear? Because now Boyd is still the one here, and Nxpe Evos is waiting for the right mistake of RSG. The question is, just leave it on the table. Will they have that, or will they be able to do that mistake because they have eyes on what the possibility could happen? This spot, the only spot one, Boyd is just here. They're keeping it at bay, but there's a call for Light.
Light's going to go in with a conceal. He's going to get spotted out. Domeng with a flicker. Quick response. Boyd can find Light, though. So Light's in trouble. Goes down. Now Nas amidst it all. Emon unleashing, waiting for the moment. Brusco with the lockdown, the bloody hunt. But it's not going to be enough just yet. Exort now following up on Boyd. Emon, bottom side, gets the immortality, uses the blazing duet. They find Brusco. But Domeng and Ding still alive. But it's a 4 versus 2 to an exposed base.
Ooh, what a play.
Look at the sustain from that team fight. Not even Domeng can get through the armor of H2 or even Nats, and just keep on going.
Oh, the feathered airstrike comboed with the decimate. And that looks like it's going to be it. RSG Philippines still looking to dominate in the series as they take game number 3. GG RSG.
They said, let's make it a revenge.
Firestar and Claude didn't die.
That's crazy.
There was